Hey, it's Maher, and in front of me today I have a 2020 Chevy Blazer. This one is the True North Edition, and the color that we're looking at, although it might look a little bit darker blackish, well, yeah, it looks kind of black in the sun. I'm not too sure how it shows up on the camera, but it's called Midnight Blue, and it's got this very, very nice, deep, rich, well, like the name suggests, midnight blue color scheme to it. It's not exactly metallic shiny, but there is a nice bit of metallic, a little bit of a metallic flair to the paint, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. Either way, however you choose to call the paint, we're going to take a look at this vehicle outside and in, starting with the front. The front itself, most vehicles nowadays since the 2019, 2020, you start seeing a lot more lines and square designs. This vehicle definitely carries that over. On the top, headlights, the RLED headlights, and on the bottom, daytime running lights and fog lights. So those are pretty good to have. On the side here, this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. So for an all-wheel drive vehicle, we are going to be running off of, I think, 20-inch tires. Yeah, I think we're running off 20-inch Michelin tires. I really do like the black rims that go along with this vehicle. I think it keeps to the nice dark tinted look. The dark rims, as you see here, these rims here go very, very nice with this darker, all the plastic is dark piano black. Anyways, we're going to take a look inside the vehicle. It is running, if you saw the exhaust, so that means that I don't need the key to get in. What you do have, in case you don't want to whip out the key and use the unlock button, on the door handle here, that button right there is the lock and unlock button. Let's take a look inside the vehicle itself. On the door handle, let's get closer. We have lock and unlock controls on the little bottom part here. Let's scroll down. Windows, mirror adjustments. This is very, very nice, supple, blackish leather. Not true black, kind of a darker gray. And here we have a bit of a shiny, silvery, dark gray color plastic. Leather seating, and on the bottom of these leather seats, they are power adjusted seats as well. You see my Starbucks cup. We're going to take a look at the back in just a moment, so we're going to hop inside now and turn that off. All right, so that right here in front of us, that is the steering wheel, as you can possibly tell already. Left hand side, if we get close, we have controls for your cruise control. Of course, set, resume, and speed adjustments. On the right hand side, we do have controls for your hands-free communication, and this little dial selection knob here controls that middle screen just right there. So a couple different menus to choose from, a couple service options as well that tell you your trips, your fuel consumption, your oil life, battery, tire pressure, all the good stuff that you need to know. What else do we have? The steering wheel is not heated in the True North Edition, which is kind of a downside. Normally there's a small button right here, but it is a nice leather feeling. Left hand side, this is a new design. The air vents themselves on the inside, I'm not too sure if you can see, but that closes up just by the turn here. What you do not have is air vents adjacent to that one on the top here. They've actually been moved to the bottom and they point up and towards you. The entire air vent itself serves as a dial for your temperature control settings. And you can see it displayed just over there, and as well on this small screen here. Because this vehicle has dual zone climate, the other one of course controls that side. Just behind these buttons right here, these are going to be for your wipers. Blinkers. Wipers are just on this side. And then here we have push button start to go along with the key. So, gone are the days with the switchblade keys. Now we've got push button start. Underneath that, hazard light button. That's your auto hold, auto start. So when you're parked at a red light, well, I guess not parked, when you're stopped at a red light, your engine can actually shut itself off to save on fuel and then restart the minute you whip your foot off the brake pedal. Opposite the screen, you do have a glove box button. That just pops open the glove box because there's no physical button, and your stability control. Let's take a look at the screen now. Let's try to adjust it just a tiny bit. So the screen itself, it is a large wide screen. I don't actually know how many inches it is, but good enough, and it is touchscreen as well. For radio input, you do have AM, FM radio, satellite radio, which is always great. I've got it set to Sirius XM 72. And like many vehicles nowadays, you do have the option to input USB media. So your iPhone, your Android, or whatever you want to call it. You've got that input there, as well as a USB-C. So down here you have your standard USB 2.0. Up here you have your USB-C style plug, which is great for the new electronic devices that are coming out. I'm kind of curious to see whether or not that would charge up a MacBook. I don't have a MacBook with a USB-C charger, but that would be really good to know. Okay, moving right along, down here, small space to put your keys. As you saw, I had my key there. Cup holders, yes, perfect for a cup. You have a small dial to select your all-wheel drive, 4x4. You saw the glove compartment in there. That is the passenger seat. One last thing to show you, if I whip the camera all the way up here, you do have Onstar Connectivity in this vehicle. So you do have, essentially you're connected to a cell phone tower at all times. If you get into a crash, you can get assistance, roadside assistance, and travel directions. Up there, those are just standard controls for lights and doors and stuff. Now that we're back out here, let's hop into the back of the vehicle. This is a 5-passenger vehicle. So leather seats continue back here, and if you don't have 5 passengers, but you do have a lot of cups, there you go. Oh, a little bit of frost. A little bit of frost on the cup holders. We'll wipe that away. But yeah, cup holders there. And might as well show you this one here. This is also a USB-C, USB 2.0, and a USB-C down there. For cargo space, I'll show you this in the back, but you can also whip down the seats and increase the cargo space back there. So if I close up this door here, there should be a small button. There it is. It is a power hatch. Oh, I forgot to show you something on the front. Power hatch lifts up, and there you go. With the seats down, you do have so much additional storage space for, I don't know, whatever it is that you need. It's not my job to tell you what you store in here. Piece of just floor mat still in the plastic. And just down there, spare tire. So I mentioned this was a power hatch. If you take a look at this button right here, this button controls the, it controls the door. I forgot to show you just in the driver's seat here. This little knob right here controls how high you want the door to go. So let's say you're parking in a garage or a confined space. You can set it up to be completely off, 3/4 of a height, or full height, which is kind of useful. Lastly, we'll take a look at the engine. I believe there's a switch under there. We'll pop that open. And if I can just get that open here. Underneath is that engine I mentioned. It is all-wheel drive. It is a V6, and I believe it's something like a 3.6 liter, I believe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. 3.6 liter is what I'm going to say it is, because that's pretty much where I wrap up this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Definitely do answer those. Yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. What's up, guys?
We're just wondering if we could get a ride back to the lot.
Oh, yeah.
We thought we had a unit here to pick up, but I think it's over there.
Yeah, sure.